Hey guys, welcome back to INSANEBRIT Gaming and some breaking news from the Game Awards last night. Xbox Series X has been announced. Xbox new console promises 4 generations of backwards compatibility. I'm going to go through 2 articles because they both got different information, but then I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions. But first and foremost, let's have a look at the new console. Yeah. So it's pretty big. My first initial impressions, it's a tower. But if you look at the top, it's got a green glow when you put it on. It's like green, that Xbox green, iconic green that they've got. And there's all these air vents at the top which allow the heat to disperse, which is pretty good. Of course, with any console, there's always going to be issues when it first comes out. And there's also a planned, I've heard, another another version of it as well. I don't know what that's going to entail, if it's going to be more powerful or just a sleeker version where it's dumbed down and small. It's actually about two Xbox joypads wide, so this and then this again. So it's about this, you know what I mean, wide. And then it's going to be about 3 joypads tall as well. So it's wide. It's not. It's like a subwoofer by the looks of it, but it does look like a PC tower initially. But let's go down this article anyway. Xbox Series X promises 4 generations of backwards compatibility. Okay, it's consumer friendly. Xbox Series X, the new console Microsoft will launch in 2020, will feature backwards compatibility to support thousands of your favorite games across 4 generations of gaming. That's a positive thing, of course. Following the console's reveal at the Game Awards in 2019, furthermore, this compatibility will extend to all your Xbox One gaming accessories, the company said, and existing subscription services on Xbox One will carry over to Xbox Series X as well. So that's your Live Gold, your joypads and stuff like that. If you bought one this generation, you're like, oh man, I don't have to fork out for another one for the new console. You don't have to, which is really good, and I think it's a positive and consumer-friendly thing to do. We're also investing in um, consumer-friendly pathways to game ownership across generations. Microsoft said beginning with Halo Infinite next year, first-party games at minimum will support cross-generation entitlements, and your achievements and game saves are shared as well. I suppose that's across PC and the console itself. Saying they'll be shared, those elements, across all devices. That's pretty good. Microsoft has been at the forefront of backwards compatibility on the current console generations, opening a program in 2015 that led to hundreds of 360 games titles being made compatible for the Xbox One, many of them offered as a free on the Xbox Live Games with Gold. It followed that with backwards compatibility for dozens of original Xbox games in the beginning of fall of 2017, and they have done that. I will give them such credit for that. They have generally brought all the old games back so you can play them on this current generation, and now going forward you'll be able to do that also. That's the end of the article, very short, but then this other one has more information as well. It's funny because this is actually an IGN article, but it goes on to talk about GameSpot having some access to it as well. So this goes this goes on about Hellblade as well, which was a game also put out there. So let's read a little bit about that, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions. The console itself was shown in the trailer below, blah 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 blah, and the newly announced Sega Saga, Hellblade 2 from the developer Ninja Theory. Of course, Xbox acquired Ninja Theory, so that's going to be an exclusive, obviously, which head of Xbox Phil Spencer said was designed to take advantage of the new system's power. Let's go down. Of the new console's controller, Spencer told GameSpot, we do have a share button. We've heard the feedback. We are not the first ones to do a share button, so we're not saying we invented that. But we've heard the feedback that sharing is such a part of gaming experience now for many of our players that I wanted a dedicated hardware button to share. So you'll see that. Literally, just says so you'll see that. Well, we still have all the rumble triggers and the haptic feedback that you've had in the console before. Meanwhile, its size is described by GameSpot, who got to see it up close as follows: the Xbox Series X square footprint is roughly as wide as an Xbox controller, and again, roughly 3 times as tall. So it's saying that it is 2 joypads across, I believe, and roughly 3 times as tall, which ain't that big. It's like a subwoofer kind of thing. I believe, but it's still pretty big to me anyway. I've got to find some space to put it. Like I said, I may put it on the back table or whatever on the unit because I don't want it in front of my television. Microsoft recently said the next Xbox name would describe its purpose, and we took some wrong guesses here. The Xbox Series X will launch in holiday 2020, but no further details like the price or hardware specs were given during the show. That said, Microsoft previously stated it will be on par with competitors in power and will support Play Anywhere. There's also still rumors that a second Xbox model may already be in the works. Blah 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 blah. Here's more what we know about Xbox. So basically, they're going to come up with in theory, a second version of this Xbox Series X or whatever, and that's kind of disappointing straight away. But then again, I kind of want it because I want it to be smaller. There's always clinks in the armor when it comes to new consoles, issues with overheating and stuff like that. Thank God, I never had any problem with my Xbox, but I didn't buy it straight away. PlayStation, I never had any problem with either. But there's always a small minority of consoles that have issues with them, teething problems when they first come out, and then they kind of correct it. And that is always a major concern for me because you're always spending £300 to £500 on these kind of consoles. So it is what it is. Of course, I'm going to be buying one console, and I'll be buying the PlayStation 5 when it first comes out because I'm a PlayStation player. However, I will be getting an Xbox One X Series at whenever I can afford it, at whatever time. Maybe it'll be a year down the line. I don't know. Because I'm not going to buy two consoles. Whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, so the Xbox does it's a tower essentially. It does look sleek in what it is, but it's a little bit big. I don't know. I wonder what the other version of it is, and I wonder what Sony are thinking when they're looking at it and going, "Oh no," because you know the Japanese are going to have something much slimmer, sleeker. At least I'm hoping they will. I was already happy with the Xbox One X or S's design, and I wanted just keep the same kind of casing, just put in new stuff or whatever, and I was happy with that. You know, so this tower, well, I'm not a big fan of it, but it doesn't look ugly, but it's not convenient for me at this point. I would say I was worried it was almost going to be as big as my PC, and that would just be a bitch. But it does look like a subwoofer to me. I'd like to know, like, I mean, they've got a disk drive in it as well, or at least it looks like in the slot in the picture that I'm showing. So that's a positive. I don't want one of these consoles going digital only. That would be a negative. And Xbox, I think, learned from their previous mistake and going a little bit consumer friendly with all the stuff and the accessories being linked to the new Xbox, which is a good thing. So yeah, they weren't going to make a mistake of not including a disk drive. They've already kind of experimented with that, and they can probably see the numbers ain't favourable. But yeah, maybe going forward it may change and everyone has to go digital at some point. But I'm happy to see that they haven't done that. Haven't seen the PS5 yet. Hopefully that will look better. I won't lie. I really don't want something big, because then that'd be two bloody big things that I've got to have around, and it's like, even if it's just annoying. So hopefully it ain't going to be too much of an issue. Well, going forward, hopefully the PlayStation 5 has a better look, I feel, or just smaller, essentially, is what I want. And if they've already come out with another version of this Xbox One X series, does that mean that it's going to be smaller? Does it mean it's going to be more powerful? Are you better off waiting? Don't know. For the size of it and the power? It's coming a year down the line, but if they've already I mean, this is rumored, but if that is the case, we've got to wait a year for the Xbox series to come out, and then another year for the other version to come out. So I'm a little bit hesitant there, and again, but I'm going to at least wait a year because I'll be focused on the PlayStation 5. That's just me. You may be buying the Xbox One X Series straight away. You might be buying both if you're lucky enough. It is what it is. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below about this new console. Is it too big? Does it look ugly to you? Will you be picking it up? Does it inspire you to go and pick one up? Do you think it's really cool? Do you think it's the worst thing ever? Yeah. Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.